And scene. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're back again. Storm here.
Mom here.
Kimmy here.
We're going to be watching more of The Witcher. We are on episode 6 of season 1. This one's called Rare Species.
Oh, boy.
What's a rare
Have we
species,
seen
guys?
rare species on this show before?
There's so much we don't know about this world that I know they're going to have something crazy or immediately. I mean, we're setting up and we're talking about possibilities, and Kim and I were saying rare species. Could that be something coming out of Yennefer soon? We don't know.
Oh, you can never tell.
So she is a witch, and she is part elf, mainly human, from what we know, and she had sex with Geralt, who was human, but now he's a witcher, or has been a witcher for a long time. His kind are rare, and he's a mutant. Still don't know a lot about that, so he made a wish, and we joked and said, hopefully it wasn't just to take a good nap because he fell asleep after they had sex, but I really think that it was to do with her pregnancy, having a child, because that's why she tried to capture the kid in the first place.
That's what she wanted for a wish, yes. I think she wanted to have exactly what she couldn't have because she didn't have a uterus. I guess they used that to switch her over.
He gave her her uterus back, like wished for it, or just wished for a child, so only this one time.
The whole kit.
The whole kit back. Like, wow,
maybe
it's a huge wish.
Maybe the child's going to be the rare species. You don't know.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking, right?
Yes.
So that would be kind of cool to see. I don't know if that's going to be a main focus. We know now from you guys that The Witcher is about a lot of short stories. And I don't know if there's going to be a big story later on, which I'm assuming all these little stories are going to start coming together. We have these main arcs that we're following, different timelines, and I want to see Ciri and Geralt meet up, but that's probably going to be a huge thing towards the end or something.
Yes, like we already saw these two collide. Ha ha ha.
Yennefer.
In more ways than one.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Just kidding. But I was happy to see them meet up because I wasn't sure how long that would take too. Kind of figured they would, but I really didn't see them having relations like that. I thought that they would help each other out in some way, but they did.
They sure did.
But not the way I thought. And I wanted to mention, because we've been seeing like these symbols after like the intro each episode, like right around the title. And last time we saw legs or something. I forget how we described it because we're like innocent, like, oh, what is that? But that must have been the orgy they were foreshadowing because he had these like legs intertwined.
Oh my gosh.
Gotcha,
like,
yes.
oh, just like the tree before that when Ciri had a vision when she drank the sap and saw the tree. And speaking of which, she went with fake Mousak, this wee guy.
That's right.
Yes.
She went with we.
We're calling him
we
because he speaks in the third person.
That's not good.
Because he's calling himself we.
Right.
Yeah. But not good. I'm very scared. I mean, I just have a feeling she'll survive because she's the main character, but you never know. I mean, there's so many people already that were just killed off that it was like, oh, okay, never mind. But Dara, I'm really terrified for because
I am
really
too. He doesn't want to go. He's of no use to we, so who knows what they're going to do with him. And Ciri's so vulnerable, and she knows Mousak, and she trusts him. And, you know, what is she going to do by herself? But she is special in her own right, too. We just don't know.
We don't know even what she can do. Yeah, exactly. We've seen how violent her powers can be, but we've only seen it a couple times, and it might be a lot worse than that. So who knows?
It could be, yeah.
Ooh, interesting to find out. But please, Dara, be okay, because I'm just so worried. Anyone knew that we like even Jaskier. Like, I was so scared for him last time. With
I know.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
It was so nasty.
Ooh.
So, on that note, are you guys ready?
Yes, I think we are. Sure we are. What the heck?
106.
Do as the bard asks, or I'll be forced to draw my weapons.
Too cocky. I would.
Really? Behind you.
Whoa.
This woman just killed a man with her bare hands for trying to steal your horse.
Maybe she'll make a better travel companion then.
Who are you exactly?
One of everything you have, and keep the ale coming.
Okay.
Everything.
Everything.
What is this?
You have the most incredible neck.
I knew he was like,
Oh my gosh, next.
Sexy goose.
Sexy goose?
I'll show you what you're missing. Them.
Back again so soon. Small world. Hello. I like your coat.
Yennefer.
Probably those fucking reavers!
Sorry, I'm looking too.
Leaves plenty of time for me to pet and drool!
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, your jokes are old.
For kingdom and glory.
Yeah,
He's not gonna survive, poor guy.
No.
Did my grandmother know him well? Why does she never mention him to me
I'm
before?
so scared.
That
all
night.
these questions.
Protecting you has always been our primary purpose.
Oh god, I wish there was a signal, but not a
yeah,
bad
this
signal. I want
time,
like a signal for them to
yeah.
run. I wish this
Okay.
forest could
Whoa.
warn them or something, but
Something's gonna happen.
yeah, big time, not good.
Allow me to wander aimlessly into this thicket and retrieve for you.
He's gonna fall.
Watch him. Watch. Pay attention.
Don't trust it.
Oh boy. I don't trust.
Ooh. Oh, that is freaky.
Oh.
It's like Momo with no hair.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Momo.
So sick.
No. Oh, he just.
No, take it easy. You're in his environment.
Oh. Yeah, you had fun there?
Oh my gosh.
Spike!
Oh.
He could have been killed.
He wasn't doing anything.
Oh, really? You put him on a
Oh.
spike like that? Yeah, I guess alright. Well, at least they're
Eyes are the
eating
best.
it.
Oh,
With the freaking head there, yeah, you're weird.
I can't wait to serve you.
She knows he's gonna die.
What's so amusing? You overgrown cockhair.
I'm just wondering who I will kill first. The monster hunter.
Wow.
That ship has sailed, wrecked, and sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Ow.
There's something wrong with him.
Is he
Look.
getting sick?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yes, he seems like it, yes.
I must get my beauty sleep.
I don't think it'll make me prettier. I need sleep too.
Still call it beauty sleep.
Green dragons. They're the most common.
Gold dragons are rarest.
Gold dragons are a myth.
Ciri says you vanished into thin air. Why did you abandon your princess?
I was pulled through a portal by Nilfgaard.
Something's off about this, Ciri.
What is there wearing?
Yes,
Yeah,
they've
something
worn
definitely.
Listen to him.
thinking straight.
He's gonna do something with Dara.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh, what's he gonna do? He's
He's gonna
taking
turn
something
into
out.
something else.
What? No, don't you hurt
Oh
her.
no, he's gonna
Don't
do something.
do it.
Oh.
Oh.
What happened here?
While he's relieving his bowels.
Maybe something that
That
was
guy who's like,
he killed that
no.
creature.
The other guy who threatened everyone was too obvious.
Mmm,
Yeah.
cock here.
Watch it be him.
Oh.
Because he really wants to get the dragon. Or maybe Geralt did it because, I don't know, because he killed an
knows
innocent
what's going
creature.
What could you possibly want with a
They
child?
took my choice. I want it back.
But she made that choice.
Become a witcher.
I'd rather use my child surprise as Brooks's bait than subject it to this life.
Wait, what did you say?
Fuck.
What's an episode?
You left your home to come raise me. How did you feel about that?
Oh, maybe she's questioning because she's
Yeah.
was listening to Dara.
Yeah.
Except you have arthritis. You hate the
Oh,
cold.
see. Oh, she was asking, yeah.
Where you came from, but Sintra was your home
Oh,
with
boy.
us.
Don't let him get close to you.
Oh.
No, Dara.
Wow, at least he tried.
No, no,
I'm gonna be so
no,
mad.
Oh,
Oh, it's burning him. Why is it burning?
oh, gross.
Looks like a White Walker.
Oh, Dara, look at you go.
Oh, look at him.
Now he's
Whoa.
defending his family.
Oh. Oh, shelter. Oh my God.
Knocked him down. Ooh.
Use your scream. Don't leave Dara there. Of course.
Oh,
Oh my
fun.
God.
Who made that bridge?
That's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Back.
No.
I'm not going there.
How much weight can go on each one?
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine making that?
Whoa. Oh, that.
Look how long.
Small ledge. Oh my God.
At least there's a chain there.
Yes.
Whoa. Oh, Jesus, Joe. No, thank you.
Look at how far.
Whoa.
Where'd it go?
Ooh, look at God. Oh, I'm gonna say,
boy.
whoa.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
boy.
Whoa.
Oh, he lets go.
Oh, my, he's going to more, Joe. Oh,
Oh, no.
here he goes. Oh, boy.
Oh, she. Oh, no.
Oh. She's going too.
That'll be his drive now to really finish
Yeah.
this for him.
Do what pleases you. While you can.
Composing your next song. So
Nice.
Okay, there you go.
Whoops.
They never take their clothes off.
No.
What would you have done instead?
Superman.
Do I bore you?
You're so inspired.
you're important to me.
Aw.
Uh-huh.
So is sleeping better because he cares so much, or because he
Yes, now
Yes,
he's
right.
not so restless anymore, not
That's
worried.
right.
They're cute together.
They are.
Yes, they are.
Maybe she'll realize he's what she's looking for.
You're still here.
Yeah.
Good morning.
So now are we a thing?
Oh, oh.
Get you something to eat.
I know I wouldn't trust anything. What?
Huh?
You lied to us.
What? So when he says we, he actually is multiple people? Oh, he's gonna be really nasty.
Gosh.
He's gonna stab him.
Oh.
Not pretty anymore.
Here we go.
Oh.
Scar on his face. It's like an egg. It's protecting an egg, maybe? Oh, they killed it? Oh, they survived the fall.
Oh, they survived. Oh. Whoa.
Is this gonna be a gold? Is that red one? It looks
Yeah.
gold.
Whoa. A gold one.
Hello again.
Oh,
Wait, what?
he is as the dragon now.
What?
It's like we get to fuck up the whole family. Slay that dragon.
They just go right into it. Really? Whoa!
Oh.
Wow, that's a powerful gift.
That's a great power move right there.
Yeah.
Get some romance in the mix.
Whoa.
You have to name that one. I love how she's fighting with a sword
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's not just magic. Nice.
Nice.
Oh!
Oh no, wait, it's not.
Oh.
Jessica's just waking up. No, what
my God,
happened?
yes.
Oh, it was good that he was out of it though. Got right out in the woods like that. Someone's creeping in
They
the
know she
background.
can scream, so.
It might be Dara, so be careful. Oh no, it's not.
Oh, and huge. It is
Oh,
dark.
it is. Oh, good.
Oh,
I know, but
gosh.
why is she just tied there
Yeah.
by herself? Like it's a
Yeah.
trap.
Find a new family. Because I
Oh
can't be that for you anymore.
no.
If life could give me one blessing, it would be to take you
No.
off my hands.
Oh, wow. Don't. Oh,
He'll
boy.
leave on his own.
Oh my god.
You
what a
killed
massacre.
everyone in that place? Oh, you're just gonna wipe it with your hand?
The time of the sword and the axe is nigh.
So, we do listen to the music, but I wonder if they just explain like every episode, like him talking about the sweet kiss and all that.
Because he was working on this song in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was.
I really like him. I hope he comes back. I love him just singing about the adventures they have together.
Oh, yeah, it was
and
great. Yeah.
made him famous, and people really like him because of it. I mean, he is a good guy anyways, and he cares about living things, like especially ones that are like the underdog, the ones that are not actual monsters, no matter what they look like they're trying to survive. If they haven't done anything evil, he tries to
Right,
protect
don't
them.
kill something that's
yes.
not, that doesn't need to be killed. That creature that was near the berries.
He was hungry.
The hairless Momo.
Whatever, they just feed him.
They were in his environment.
That's
that was
right.
probably his food. He's probably saying, "What are you doing? You're eating berries."
Yeah, and he's starving. That's like all he has left. So then that prince
right.
goes right over and just murders it, like butchers it. Just doesn't even go
Poor
for the
thing.
kill at first. He starts swinging in a
just
crazy
to
way.
prove that he can kill
Sounds like,
something.
wow.
Yeah, I'm like, that was awful. So I kept like just throwing out guesses in the beginning because right when that prince got sick and then he ran away and having a movement, then someone killed him.
Oh, that's right. That was.
I was like, oh, could Yennefer, did she have other reasons to do that? I mean, she was putting on a whole show for Geralt, which I thought was also a facade.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Yeah,
could
she
Geralt
was.
have done something?
Yeah.
Because Geralt like saw this guy butcher this innocent creature, so maybe he took him out, but that's not his style either. So I kept throwing out guesses, but there are a lot of questions. Like, what did you guys take from the gold dragon?
Barge and the twins needed Geralt to keep the egg safe, and he needed to show that he was actually, with him dying and the twins dying, falling down, off the cliff, letting go, that he in turn became what Geralt thought was a folklore, that it's not true, this golden dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the only way Geralt would believe Barge that there are golden dragons and there's a baby there and they have to save it. And he'd be the only one that could save it.
Yeah.
And with the help of Yen. It's cute how he calls her Yen.
I noticed that too. That was cute.
Yen.
That was cute. I love the idea of the gold dragon, and with Geralt saying that too, like, oh, it's a myth or whatever, I'm like, okay, well, that's going to be a thing, because for them to talk about it, you never know, but that's usually what I predict when you start to hear about these rare things that don't exist or like never seen, that we might see one this time. But I took it as, yes, he died, and maybe he was given that gift or something to protect the dragon, like that was his fate. But I kind of wonder too if he was always a gold dragon, and he did all this on purpose because he knows that Geralt will protect the innocent. And he pretended, I guess he can shapeshift and turn back into a human, and made him go on this adventure, acted like he died. And that's why his companions, the twins that were with him, the soldiers, like, they were like, he's beautiful. Remember? They kept saying, like, he's beautiful.
Yes.
They knew something that Geralt didn't know.
So he must have been the gold dragon all this time. And he did all of this so Geralt would defend the baby, the egg.
That's right.
So interesting that a dragon could actually shapeshift. Because again, we joke and say, this world is amazing. I love the fantasy idea. I love the different creatures we've been seeing. But there's just so much we don't know, that we don't know what the limitations are. So now you have like these dragons that can shapeshift into humans. So that's pretty big. That's a big deal. So you never know what's really true, because anyone could be anything.
That's right. You can never tell.
So it's a neat idea, though. I'm like, oh, wow. And I love the idea of the gold dragon, and there was an actual green dragon. So maybe they were mates or something.
They must have been, and she must have been the mother of she died protecting her egg.
Yeah, so I wonder.
It was really beautiful.
I wonder if we're going to see more with the egg later on, or if this quest is on its own and it was just to show. I mean, it was a fun quest too. It was amazing. But to show like Yennefer, like, oh, okay, because when she dropped her sword, when she was like, or almost dropped her sword, and she's like, oh, it was a mother protecting her young, her baby, and then she could associate with that. And I love her and Geralt together. Like, they really do belong together. They had a lot of chemistry. Seemed like a lot of love there. So hopefully this is also short-lived, where they broke up at the end.
I hope so, because now he's all by himself. He has nobody. And I don't think he wants to be by himself. I think he's used to having the companionship of
Jaskier,
yes,
yeah, that's right,
and Yennefer.
And
So the things that he said at the end, the gold dragon, he goes, you will lose her, and she will never bear a child, or never...
Right, she'll never be a mother. Something along those lines, and he's going to lose her.
Yeah. So I wonder if... Man, that sucks, like, she can't take that back. She's so desperate to have a kid. So I'm wondering if you will lose her as in break up, or is she going to die? Like, lose her also means
could be different things.
Yes.
That she could die without him being there, but I feel like they'll be together in some way before she dies, if that's what he means by that. Because you will lose her. You know, like, I feel like they'd have to be together for that, not like separate, because then it's not as powerful.
Yes, and he won't really have the impact of really losing her.
So I wonder why.
now.
So I wonder if they're going to come together when he meets up with Ciri, however that's going to happen.
Yeah, and then there's another shapeshifter.
Oh, that's right.
thing,
So
like,
there's so many,
that confused me at the first, because I was like, wait a second now, there's two of the same.
That's why I
Which
got
one's
freaked
which?
out,
confused.
because we saw him naked before, right? Like, he's all like, like, you know. But yeah, so I don't know, they're all shapeshifters and attacking. Some believe that she is the one, and other ones think that she's not, or...
It's really confusing.
He must have just taken off as well and just changed into another form.
What, with Ciri, you mean?
Person. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's really
Because
weird.
when that one, I'm going to call him separate now, but like that one when he was looking at Mousak, like he changed fully before he killed him. So I'm just assuming he doesn't have to kill anyone, the shapeshift. Cause
Yeah,
how would
maybe
that
he
one
just-
take
I guess so.
Ciri's
Yeah, maybe it's a past
body.
person he already took.
Oh,
But then he has that
I know.
person.
But
that
then,
he
Yeah,
but
it's
then
like
he was
basically-
Ciri too, and he didn't kill Ciri.
And
Yeah, so
that
I don't
was
think he has to
confusing.
kill
I don't
anyone.
know.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I think they just don't have to kill. I think they just do cause they want to.
They can.
That is really scary.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it
it's
is.
still odd to me
It is.
because it's like we just have all these beings that look the same, I guess, because it sounds like there's a
Yeah,
lot of
You
them.
can't trust in that.
Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be good, of course. I mean, they look at all the people they butchered in that one place because he was so mad that one guy
Yeah.
escaped. And he's like, well, it could be any one of them, so they're all dead. Like, that was really sad to
All
see.
of them.
So now
Just
all these people are going
senseless.
after Ciri. So she really needs to find Geralt, but he's not really even looking for her. And sorry for the noise, guys. There's some machine outside right now, but I'm really
Yeah.
hoping that Dara comes back
Yeah.
to Ciri and that Geralt, now that he's splitting up from Yennefer, you know, they did talk a lot about, oh, well, you did the law of surprise and you bound yourself to a child without their permission or whatever, like you robbed a child or something, she said. So now he might really like let that sink in and try to find her in some
That might be
way.
his focus now.
Yeah, or maybe because Dara split up from her, I don't know, you have another person separate of her, maybe he'll somehow stumble across Geralt and be able to be like, oh, Ciri, like I know her, and I don't know if he would do that though.
Wow.
And that might be her focal point too. And then they might have this drive of trying to meet up.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So
They need each other.
Dara leaving Ciri, for one thing, I'm so relieved he survived because I was so
I
positive.
am
he
very
was gonna die.
surprised he
Yes,
survived.
I did.
Because
Definitely.
now that she found other family and he defended her because he regretted not defending his family before he was young, he hid. He had no other choice. He was going to die if he tried to defend. And this time he did. So almost like fulfilling that purpose. Not that it was like a big purpose. It was a big purpose, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't want him to die after that, but I really thought he would. So for him leaving, that was a sad moment with them yelling at each other.
That's
and he
right.
took
I was
off.
surprised about that.
So I am hoping they are able to come back around and meet up. But I'm thinking maybe now Dara will meet up with Geralt first and they'll both go find Ciri together.
I'm really proud of Dara, how he called the wee person out, the Mousak out to Ciri and said, look, there's something going on with this guy. And for her to say, okay, I'm going to question more.
That was a smart move.
So that was good. And he knew that, you know, that wee guy knew that it was going on. So he was even more like enticing with the item from her grandmother, or just trying to entice her more to believe him more.
Yeah.
So you knew it was escalating, and I didn't think Dara was going to live.
I was so
I
happy,
didn't think so
like
neither.
how Ciri was so smart, where she wasn't just blind about the scarf thing, and she's like, oh, "Okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, you have my grandmother's scarf, so you must be the real him." Like she totally questioned after, which was great.
Yeah, I'm
so
so
I'm glad
glad
that
she
she
did,
actually
yeah.
believed Dara. That was important.
So, yeah.
Right, because it wouldn't hurt to ask questions.
That's
If you said
right.
the right questions, then it is the right guy. But if he didn't answer them, then
Answered. Yep.
So it didn't hurt her to ask those questions.
Yeah, and did you realize, like, when she asked those questions, she lied. She made up stories.
Yes, because he didn't like the cold.
Yes,
he hated the cold.
right.
You have
That was better,
arthritis.
because if you ask truthful questions, he might know.
Right, because he took your memories when he kills you.
So tricking him by acting like those happened, he's not really trying to think of his memory. He's just living in the moment, and he's kind of annoyed. So he's not really thinking of that. So he's just answering her because she sounds truthful. So that was a very smart way to go around it.
Very smart.
Instead of like actually asking
And
facts.
he was ticked off. He was very impatient at that point. She was always questioning to begin with all along. She's like,
I'm so happy they
tricked
escaped
him.
them, though. Or we, or whatever, because I wasn't sure how that was going to go, and how easy that was for him to just sneak into that forest and take her back. I'm like, she's in a lot of danger for someone like that to be able to do that. So
yeah, and good for Dara for going right after the weak guy and just trying to stab him. And
and the blade would burn.
Yeah.
So you had a blade that would burn that creature. So it's like a purified blade that went against something demonic, I guess. I don't know. So it looks like we have 2 more episodes left. We don't read the descriptions, so I will hide that. But yeah, I love this series. I hear there is a season 2 coming out this year. I don't know when that'll be, but I think it's good timing. So that way, when this is done, we can watch that whenever it comes out. Woohoo! I like this a lot more than I thought. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I heard it was a very complicated story, which it is, but it is a lot of fun. And I don't know about you guys, but I love Geralt and just his voice. Like he's so
I do
good.
too. Everything is just like,
that's right.
I just love how he talks. I can't even do his voice at all, but he's just perfect. His voice is perfect. The way he looks is great, and he's so kind-hearted and protective. And
He is.
He really does care about
people. He does
people.
need Jaskier back, though.
Yes, he does.
I
Jaskier.
agree, and
Yes,
hopefully,
so
I mean, like we only have 2 episodes left, so hopefully he'll.
And he has to go back to
come
Roach.
soon.
We need Roach back in there too.
I love his name. He talks to animals. He reminds me a little bit of
that's
Wolverine
cute.
because of that. You know, he's like really tough and strong, but he's like so soft on the inside, semi-soft. So I think we'll end it there, guys. And I'm so happy you guys enjoy us watching this along with you guys, because that means a lot. And we have such a great community. Like a lot of you guys, like we talk a lot on Patreon and those on YouTube. Absolutely. Like I love what you guys have to say. And everyone's so positive and mainly nice to everyone else. So that is important as well. And you guys always compliment that to me on Patreon, that like our community is just really kind.
That's great.
And
That makes
interactive.
our heart
so that's good.
happy.
That's good.
Our heart's happy for sure.
Our hearts are happy.
That's right.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Please check out our links below if you want to check out our merchandise or our Patreon to see videos early. And we'll see you very soon as always. Bye, guys.
Bye.